Hi, so since Nurse Jen got in trouble for reading the Bible to Christians, I've got a few that might irritate them as well.
Well, I don't know who Nurse Jen is, and I don't know who you are, but I highly doubt you're going to get under my skin because most of the time you don't come with receipts.
Starting with Isaiah 45:7. It says, I form the light, I create darkness, I make peace, and I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
Oh, my friend, no, that is such an old tactic. And if you were actually genuinely wanting to know what it actually said, you wouldn't be using a King James version of the Bible. There's a reason why we don't speak that language anymore. It's talking about actions, and we can see that with a more accurate translation. Here's one for you. According to the English Standard Version, I form light and create darkness. I make well-being and I create calamity. I am the Lord who does all these things. All he's saying is that he brings about both good and bad instances, not evil itself. Evil is not a thing. A shadow is a lack of light, so evil is a lack of godliness. God didn't create evil. Evil came about when people stopped being like him.
Now, if you're like me, in Bible school, we were taught that the devil created evil.
Well, then you were taught wrong, because the evil is not something that can be created. The devil didn't create evil. He was the father of lies, the first liar. He was sinful and prideful, but he didn't create evil. You can't create a lack of a thing.
But the book says differently. It says that God created evil. And this is a King James version, by the way.
Well, I already proved that wrong. Why don't you read a version of the Bible that doesn't fit your preconceived idea?
Now, I know that everyone's already going to be pissed off at me, but again, that's not my problem. That's your problem.
Well, being that I'm not upset, it's not a problem at all. Go ahead, keep going. This'll be fun.
I didn't write the book. You want to say that I'm misinterpreting it, which you're more than welcome to do that.
Because you know that you are, and so you'll know you'll be called out on it.
But unfortunately for you, this book has been in circulation for over 500 years.
Which means the language in it is 500 years old and not as accurate to modern English as some of the modern translations.
If God didn't want this to be what it says, he should have fixed that. He had 500 years to fix it. So apparently, it was right, or else he would have fixed it.
Good thing he did.
The next one is Psalms 137:9, and it says, Happy is the one who takes and dashes your little ones against the rock. What a loving father.
Oh my goodness, bud. Talk about cherry picking. You didn't even pick a passage where God was talking. That wasn't him. That was the people who had been in exile, and they were sore against what happened. They're talking about wishing they could do that to the Edomites. God's not saying it's okay. It's just accurately recording what they were thinking. There are some passages that are prescriptive, where you're told what to do, and there are others that are descriptive, where you're just told what they said or did. And that's what this is. It's a description.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Christians are the ones who care about children, right?
Yeah, because we're not the ones that kill them just so we can have more sex.
Well, the book says differently. Again, don't be mad at me, be mad at God.
Or I can just laugh at your childish attempt to try to disprove something that's been around for 2,000 years.
Not my problem.
It will be one day.
It's in the book. And just to be clear, if you think I'm taking it out of context, please explain to me what context would make that okay.
Just did.
And while you're performing mental gymnastics to try to explain away how this is okay, I want you to take a second and chew on some rocks.
Wouldn't do any good. I don't have any teeth. But I actually want to challenge you to read more than one verse. How about you read an entire paragraph and then talk about that?
Because there's no excuse to do that to any child.
No one ever said it was, because that was not God talking. Honestly, there are more difficult passages than that. You really should just find something different.
Anyway, thank you for coming to my Bible study. I hope it was as pleasant for you as it was for me.
Oh, it was even better for me because I get to disprove you with that big smug smile on your face. That is always fun.
And to anyone who's pissy about this, I want you to remember, I didn't write it. He apparently wrote it. And if it was good enough for him, then it's good enough for us.
Absolutely true. That's like the only true thing you said.
Because if it was wrong, he had over 500 years to fix it. And he did not.
There wasn't anything wrong, not with him. Things just change and we adapted.
So if anyone has any complaints, be sure to address it to God.
No, because my complaints weren't with God. They were with you and how you handled it. But I can't expect you to be honest, because if you were, well, you wouldn't have anything to say.
Thank you all so much for watching, and I appreciate your face.
My face? Well, that's a weird thing to say.